ball was going all over the damn place, and Sri Lanka
Hello, hello, mic testing. All right, ladies and gentlemen, good morning once again, and my co-commentator Amrish joins me today.
Yes, good morning, everybody. And we are here for the second day. And the game is between Canada and the West Indies. The West Indies have won the toss and have elected to field, assessing the ground condition, the pitch conditions again, like yesterday, where the US won the toss, put Canada into bat on a bit of a difficult pitch. And fortunately for us, we didn't have rain last night, so the pitch conditions will remain almost the same. But there may be a little bit of dew in the morning. It's highly overcast, humid, and so Canada's batsmen will have a bit of a task on their hands again today, as they did yesterday. Yesterday, USA played a very good game indeed by winning the toss and then had control from the very first ball and ultimately won it comfortably. And so Canada will want to turn it around today, playing the West Indies. We have no clue as to how the West Indian bowling would be. We'll have to wait and see when the game starts. And we'll be on air in a few minutes. Until then, wait for us, and we'll have a good day's cricket again. Thank you.
All right, good morning, ladies and gentlemen, watching live. This is the Canadian Masters League Tournament, the Tri Nation Series between Canada, West Indies, and the USA. We had a great game yesterday between USA and Canada, which USA won comfortably, chasing 120 in 45 overs. And today, the West Indies are facing Canada. The West Indies have won the toss and have elected to bowl first in what we can call our English kind of conditions, overcast and moist. And I'm joined by my co-commentator Amresh. Amresh, welcome and good morning.
Okay, thank you, Vinu. Good morning to you, and also our tech expert here, Abe. Thanks you for being here and helping us along.
Thank you.
And the first ball is going to be delivered, and from the far end, right arm medium pace, and pushed up full, pushed back. And the pitch conditions, I think, would be the same as yesterday,
Yes.
because the first hour will be a decision maker, I'm sure, because how the ball behaves on the wicket.
Correct.
So we'll have to wait and see. The first ball was not pitched on the pitch, so it was
Yeah.
a more full toss kind of
Yeah.
scene.
So
And,
this is Imran taking strike for Canada.
right. And well, there's intent shown right away. Ball half volley driven into the covers, into the gap, and they're off with the single. So Imran is off the mark.
And the non-striker Graham now comes on strike for Canada.
Graham taking his guard from umpire Shanti Kumar, standing at the far end. So Canada off the mark in the second ball, one without loss. The ball. Do you have the bowler's name there? And we're waiting for Graham to get ready. He's set, looks around.
The bowler is Mohan Hariharan for the West Indies.
And that's outside the off stump, left alone. Graham facing the first delivery, taking a good look at it. Mohan Hariharan, the bowler, bowling right arm medium pace. And very orthodox field. There are just two slips in place, so
Yep.
they're expecting some swing, I suppose.
Correct. Looks like. And it's a beautiful ground, Danville Park, Mississauga. We had a lovely game yesterday. The pitch playing its part in the first half. Let's see how it goes today.
Yes, so far nothing scary on the wicket. Again, wide outside the off stump.
This is good batting here by Graham, leaving it alone, watching the ball closely.
And it's too far wide for a stroke. And this is good for Graham because he can take a good look at how the pitch is behaving. And I'm sure Hariharan will try to bowl it much closer to the stump, probably middle off, to see whether he can get the away swing going. And again, wide outside the off stump. So Graham having an easy time at the moment, just watching it by, going through to the wicket keeper.
Yeah, I think Canada are trying to correct their mistakes from yesterday, trying to not lose early wickets today and just hold the fort and build a good opening partnership here,
Yes,
which is important.
that would be the plan. That should be the plan. And on Hariharan, the first over in this 45 over encounter. And that's a better delivery on the stumps. And Graham watches it carefully, pushing it out into the covers. And that is the end of the first over. And after the first over, it's one without loss. Graham yet to score, and Imran is on one. And we'll have to wait and see who is going to open the attack from the airport end. That is our end, where we are. And as I said, overcast. We don't see any sun at the moment. Hopefully, the sun will try to break through the clouds in a little while. Hopefully.
Yep.
And hopefully the rain stays away. The forecast is for 40% rain, I think, for today. But so
Yes.
far it has held, and we hope the rain will go away. And bowling from this end,
The bowler from the airport end, Kenny, coming on to bowl.
and tall young man, number 21 on the back of his shirt.
I like the way you say young man.
And the first delivery short of a length that didn't come up as Imran expected. I think it didn't kick up, although it was short.
Yes.
So he just pushed it down the outside.
Just a gentle reminder
Yeah.
for our viewers, this is an over 50 age tournament.
Yes.
Kenny once again.
And again, it's slightly short of a length on the stumps.
Imran nicely behind it.
So Kenny just trying to get his line and length at the moment. Not, I don't think he's bowling at his potential speed.
Yeah, I think he's just warming up.
Yeah, he's warming up. First over for him. And good, that's a good delivery. Pitched up, and that's what he'll have to do. Pitched up outside there, but I think it just held its line, didn't swing that much.
Yep.
And Imran was beaten, soundly beaten by that.
Yep. The pink ball generally tends to move around a bit, and I think these first few overs are crucial from Canada's perspective.
Yes. And this time pitched up on the onside, pushed away, middle and leg direction, and we pushed away to the square leg fielder there by the umpire.
Yeah, it's a good quick single.
So Imran gets another run, 2 on the board now.
Yeah. This is something which Canada needs to do today, rotate strike, which probably was an issue yesterday, where they could not really get a move on.
Yeah. So I think now they have a game plan, a better game plan than yesterday.
Yes.
And it'll be Graham on strike, yet to score. Got a few runs yesterday, Graham. I think we got in the double figures, first one to get in double figures, 13. And as far as I can see, the wicket is playing a little easier than in the last morning.
Yep.
And that's
a nice
going
delivery.
down the leg side. I think he got a tickle on that as well, off the pad. The ball just lobs on towards the mid-wicket fielder. No chance of a run, half on the field, but there was some pressure on that one. Ball was definitely missing leg. So the West Indies not giving much away at the moment. That's right outside the off stump.
Left alone by Graham.
End of over. 2 overs gone, and it's 2 without loss. So Canada, a very cautious start, I would say.
Yep. I think that's the key when you're batting first in these conditions. You really need to watch the ball carefully and play out the new ball. And that's something which did not happen yesterday, and Canada lost a lot of early wickets and then could not get a move on at all in their innings. They would do well to kind of resurrect that today.
Yeah. West Indies, somewhat an orthodox field. They have a third man. I think he's being moved now further in. So he was fielding much closer to the boundary. Now he has been brought into a short third man. There's still 2 slips, so Hariharan will be expecting to get some movement away from the batsman. 2 slips in employment. And he does get a slight, I think that got the edge of the batsman Imran, but he had it covered most of the way, and the ball ended up in the cover point area. So there was slight movement there.
Hariharan bowling it nice and full, getting the ball to move and getting the batsman to lunge forward. That's what you want with the new ball.
And that's why he has 2 slips, waiting for that edge. And there he gets the edge, yes. And there's a fumble at the third man area, and they are quickly through for a single.
Just as you spoke, Amresh, it almost carried to the slip fielder, and
so now will they bring in another slip? We'll have to wait and see. No, they're still employing the 2. So that is Harian's plan. He's bowling the ball to move away off the seam. Nothing much in the air at the moment, but it's off the seam. And that was a good delivery. He nearly got it. Graham on strike. And this time straight on the off stump, and Graham watches it carefully, punches it out to the mid-off fielder.
I think the pitch kind of seems to be a little slow and low today compared to yesterday.
It looks like it. So far, we haven't seen the odd behavior here. But we'll have to wait and see as we go along.
I think yesterday the pitch was zipping through. Today it's kind of a little slow and low.
Yes. And this yeah, it kept a bit low there, but he pushed it out on the onside and
Yep.
shy of the wickets from short mid wicket, but the batsman threw safely. So
Yeah.
Graham gets off the mark now.
This is good cricket today by Canada.
And
They're
I
trying to
think
rotate strike today.
this is exactly what they have to do. Big hits are not coming, so rotate the strike by pushing singles and unsettling the bowlers.
Correct.
Hariharan now to Imran, both right-handers at the wicket. And there he goes for a big one,
And
and he
that's
has got it over mid-off. There's no field down there. Has it gone all the way? Yes, it has.
the first boundary for Canada.
So, well, that's a good hit then from
Syed Imran Kasmi.
Imran, because he saw there was no field deep on the offside, and he got it on the half volley and hammered it away. So 4 runs, first boundary early today. Yesterday the
Yep.
boundaries were very rare.
Correct. Good batting here by Canada.
And this is a good over for Canada so far. 6 runs have been scored in this. And that's short of a length. And
Nicely played.
Imran behind it, pushing it out on the onside. And the short mid-wicket fielder. End of the third over, and after 3 overs, Canada has moved on to
8 without loss.
8 without loss. So that is satisfactory rate at the moment. What do you think would be a pass score today, Vinu?
I think judging by what happened in the afternoon yesterday, I think 150 or 160 has to be at least a minimum pass
Yeah,
score.
I would think Canada would look to about 175 to be on the safe side.
Yep.
But we'll have to wait and see
Yeah.
how the batting
How the
goes,
pitch
right?
behaves as
And
well.
the pitch
Yep.
behaves. But as it is at the moment, the two openers are looking quite comfortable out there.
Mm-hmm.
There was a little bit of scare in the last over when there was one edge which eluded the slips, but it was dropping down anyways. Not a chance really. But there is movement for the bowlers if they really try their lines and the directions and the pitching. On the stumps,
Yeah, good bowling and good batting as well. Watching it carefully behind the line.
and Kenny. So Kenny is he's just bowling within himself, I would say. He's not trying anything fancy, trying to bowl too fast or anything, within
Mm-hmm.
himself, and keeping it on a good line and length.
Yep.
Pushed away, short of the length slightly, straight to the field, extra cover.
Mm-hmm. Graham seems to be those classical get behind the line of the ball openers.
Yeah.
Playing it nice and straight, watching the ball carefully
I
onto
think
the
of the
bat.
two, I think Imran is the more aggressive one, as we saw the last over.
Mm-hmm.
And that's right in
Oh,
the
that's
block hole.
nicely bowled.
And half-hearted appeal, but I think that was back first and maybe the pad. I think we do have DRS to see whether it was pad back or back pad. Anyhow,
Yeah.
half-hearted appeal, no damage done.
Yes. Canada still at 8 for no loss. This is the fourth over.
And this is pushed away on the onside. They take up the single, but the fielder from mid-wicket is quickly in to pick it up. So Kenny tends to bowl that ball on middle and leg at times where the batsman has the opportunity to push it onto the onside, but the length has been good. So they cannot take chances trying to
Yep.
loft it or hit it hard. Just push it.
I think he's just angling the ball in.
Yeah. And there,
Oh,
that was
nicely
back
bowled as
pad,
well.
but there's no any short legs around. That definitely was back pad. And the ball drops on the onside. So Kenny, I think he's bowling the ball to move in towards the batsman more than away.
Yes.
And he has only, has he got a slip? Just a slip, one slip. Yeah, he
Just
goes
one
to
slip.
so he is definitely trying to bowl the ball to move in. And this time short of a length and Graham on the back foot, pushing it down on the outside. Another good over then from Kenny, a Baden.
Yes. It's still 8 for no loss after 4
So
overs.
remains 8 for no wicket. It's still early days, only 4 overs bowled. And so far, the West Indies haven't given much away. And the Canadian openers haven't taken that many chances as yet. It's too early. They're settling in. And With Imran on strike now, and Hariharan will continue from the far end. And what's his field now? He has only one slip now. So he's taken one of the slips away, although he gets that outward movement.
Yeah, but I think that's a fair call given that the ball is not bouncing that high.
Correct. And so it's a wide slip as well. He's standing around the second or third slip.
Oh, that's a good delivery
And
and
allowed appeal on the front foot.
probably sliding down the leg side.
Right now, and we don't know whether he got an inside edge on that either. We can't tell from here. But anyway, umpire Kumar Mahmood.
I think the umpiring in general has been really good since yesterday. They have been really firm in their decision making and consistent.
So good delivery then from Hariharan. Imran. Very strong offside field. And it's pushed away into one of those fielders at extra cover. So there is a short third man. There's a very wide slip, around the third slip that is. And then there's a short third man, a backward point, a cover, extra cover, and there is a mid off fairly deep now.
And on the onside, we have square leg, a mid wicket, and a mid on.
And there he goes.
There he goes, Imran.
And Hariharan this time pitched up. It was more middle and leg. And he got hold of it, and that's the second boundary. It is over mid on, and there's no fielder down there. And another boundary. So Hariharan is not worried about taking the chances when the field is up, and he has gone over the mid on fielder for another boundary. Different outside edge on that again. So Hariharan gets that ball to move slightly at times away from the batsman. This time he got the outside edge, but along the ground again.
Confident start today by Canada.
Yes, that's particularly Hariharan. Imran. Imran. He has got 2 boundaries already. Rare sight for us from yesterday.
Oh, that one kicked off.
That was unusual. It hit a spot somewhere and it just reared up, and Imran was lucky. He didn't get a touch on that. Could have been easily a glove on it. But so good finish to the over in the end.
As you see the batting team scorecard here, we have Syed Imran Kazmi and Graham Castorino who are opening the batting. Currently, Imran is batting on 12 and Graham is on 1. And you can see the rest of the squad. Gibson due to come at number 3, Vishan Demel, who bowled the off spinners yesterday, at number 4, Mohammad Lincoln, Mukesh Narula, Rohan Jayasekara, who played a really good innings yesterday, David Mohammed, Amir Raza, Derek Eduardo, Daniel Supayar, and Rajendra Shankar. Back to the action.
The first ball from he's gone.
Oh, there's a wicket up
yeah,
here.
Actually, that was an appeal, and he's caught behind. So he went for a wild swing, Graham, and got the outside edge and threw to the keeper, who appealed, and he's been given out. So the first wicket is down. An early wicket for Canada then in the 5th over. Very good bowling from Kenny. He has been pretty consistent, very tight actually on the sticks, and this one slightly outside the off stump, and Graham going for a wild swing outside the off stump. I think it was slightly short, but he didn't get hold of it, got the edge. And the first wicket is down at 13.
Yep,
Unlucky number.
I
13.
think unlucky number as well as commentators' curse. We were just praising Canada in terms of how watchful they have been and how good they have been today. And yeah, there goes the first wicket.
Yeah. And walking in place of Graham is Amir Raza. And so it was Imran who was out. He went for that swing. He was the more aggressive of the ones, so he was trying that aggressive stroke again, but didn't work this time. So Graham is still the not-out batsman. He's on the non-striker's end. And Imran Raza joins him. And we see how he faces up to Kenny. So Kenny already successful, the successful bowler for the West Indies. Has bowled well. This is his third over. Hasn't given away much. Has he given anything away?
No, I think he's been pretty consistent, bowled a tight line and kept the batsman at bay.
And I think he has given away just 1 or 2 runs in his 3 overs so far. And showing number 21.
He's a third over
bowling like a 21-year-old.
Yep.
He's young.
So it's his third over. He's on 1
But
for
remind
1.
you, this is an over 50s age group that are taking part. And that's pushed away slightly. Push there, but the ball bounces in front of the fielder at cover.
Amir Raza has to be a little watchful here.
And I think that was hard hands on that. He should have gone soft hands, because when you push hard and when the ball is not coming up, the end result would be a popped up catch. And again,
nicely bowled here by Kenny once again.
Not giving anything away here.
I think he's bowling that hard length, that in between length where the batsman cannot drive, nor can they punch it off the back foot.
Right. So, and he's on the stump as well. So
exactly.
You've got to be careful.
And now the wicketkeeper standing up.
And pushed up again. This time it's driven, and they'll get a single as it's driven. Oh, they're looking for two.
For
they'll get two.
And yes, they're
well,
coming
the fielder
back.
from mid-off was sauntering behind it. I thought that because he thought the batsman was settling for 1, but the batsman saw the opportunity and took a comfortable 2.
Yes, I think that's a bit of a sloppiness shown in the field by Canada, by the West Indies.
Yes, that should have been limited to a single, but ended up in 2. Good for Canada though. And Nazir is off the mark. He's on 2. And this time he goes over and fast extra cover. That will happen. They will go on the boundary.
Did not have enough power to reach the boundary. I think they're looking for 3 and they get 3.
They will get it on the throw, yes. Easily. Yeah. So 3 more runs.
Yeah.
So Nazir showing intent here. He's taking on Kenny, who has been the pick of the bowlers.
Yeah. For some reason, Amrish, the time that the keeper came up, Kenny's length has changed.
Probably. And I think he cut down a bit on his pace too, thinking that the keeper was up. And that probably gave the batsman a little bit more time.
Yeah, I think he's, just as we were praising him for that in-between length, and now he started pitching it really up.
And he has given 5 runs in the last 2 deliveries. That's a good delivery.
Nicely bowled and nicely played. Watched carefully by Graham.
Graham has been pretty watchful, and that was his game even yesterday. Not an aggressive kind of batsman. He's plays an anchor more than anything else, but he has to keep in mind that he has to rotate the strike as well, because it's not 4s and 2s and 6s, it's singles that count in the end. If you can push 6 singles in an over, you're home.
Yes. As we look at the scorecard once again, Imran and Graham opening the batting, and Imran got out for 12 of 16 deliveries. He was the aggressive opener.
Yeah, he was caught behind of Kenny. And Hariran continues from the far end, bowling his fourth.
6 overs, 18 for 1.
And again, they have got 2 slips for the new batsman.
That's a good ploy.
Yes, and slips are pretty wide. I think it's more.
Yeah.
And now,
And now they are removing the
as I
slip
said,
off.
2 slips. They are taking the slip out. Well,
I think they have an earpiece, they can hear us.
yeah, and they want to challenge us. So the slip has been taken out, and he's going into extra cover. And there's this wide slip at around third slip, please, and a short third man. And
Nicely played by Amir.
pushed away into the covers. So there's a very strong field on the offside. Wide slip, a short third man, point, cover, extra cover, mid off. And they have taken the fielder from the deep mid off position, right?
Yes.
Because
I think Imran is now out.
Imran's
So
gone,
they've
but
got the man
let's
in.
see. Nazir might be able to, they'll be capable of doing that. And that had movement outside the off. Somebody was too far wide.
Yep.
And Nazir just could watch it through.
Yep. Sorry, the guy that's batting is Raj Shankar.
Right chunk of the batsman?
Raj Shankar, not Anurag.
Oh, no, Raj Shankar. Shankar, we got the name wrong, but he's corrected now. We have changed the birth certificate, and it's Raj Shankar. All right. And
Nicely played by
pushed away.
Raj.
So Hariharan, much better control in this over. And also to the new batsman, he has to take a good look at how the ball is going to behave. Right-hander as well. So we've seen all right-handers batting at the moment. We haven't seen much left-handers at all. Did
Yes.
you see any left-handers yesterday?
I think yesterday we saw with the US team the opening
Right,
batsman,
right.
Anthony, who
That's
was
a
the
good
aggressive
delivery,
left-hander.
and batsman pushing it out on the offside
Yep.
to the cover point.
There's a good bowling here by West Indies.
Yeah,
They're trying to
he's
keep
bowling
the,
to his field now.
Yep.
The strong offside. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on the offside. Now they got the mid off dropped down.
Mhm. I think Canada also needs to make some use of the power play overs.
Rest, yes. And again punched off the back foot, but can't beat the field at cover.
They're bowling to their field. That's
Exactly. Nothing on the. If you trace down the leg stump, there's ample space for the batsman to get runs, but he's bowling to his field very well. That's a good over from
That's
Hariharan.
again a maiden over.
A maiden.
Canada still at 18 for 1.
So after 7 is 18.
Yep. We
So
have Raj
they're
Shankar
still-
and Graham at the crease.
And Graham is what? How much is Graham right now?
Graham is pretty steady at 1 of 16 deliveries.
He's only 1 still. So that's quite a bit slow from by any standards, I would say. 16 balls for single. And he's on strike now. And Kenny to continue. Kenny bowls to a single slip, unlike Hariharan, who had 2 slips at times. Wicketkeeper standing up. And here goes Graham. And here's an aggressive stroke from Graham. It's going down to the mid-wicket boundary. Will it reach it?
Yep.
It does.
So I think Amresh, just as the fielding team, even the batsman heard us.
Yes, I think they have a earpiece down there. Because I was just saying 1 run in 16 balls, and here comes the boundary. I think I should keep on saying this more.
They're trying to prove us wrong today.
Or maybe Canada might do well if I keep saying that. Come on, Graham, you're too slow. He goes for a big hit. So a very good stroke then for a boundary of Kenny, the bowler who has taken the wicket.
Yep.
So Graham moves on to 5, and the total into the 20s now.
22 for 1.
22. And
once
Graham again.
again.
Well, that was a short of a length delivery. That was a poor delivery.
Yeah.
It's set up to be hit. And Graham obliged. Took it with both hands, I would say.
Loose
And
stuff here by
swung it
Kenny.
around back of the square. There's no fielder down there. 4 more. So this is a rare sight for us. 2 boundaries in 2 balls. For Graham especially.
Yes.
And that takes the total now to 26. So Canada will have to keep the momentum. And let's see what Kenny has in stock for now. And now there's a change in the field. Let's see. Not really. He's still trying to concentrate bowling on the off stump, but two of those deliveries, the last two deliveries, the poor deliveries, pitched on the leg stump and short of a length, and Graham took full toll of them. And now this time, Graham loses a bit of concentration, goes for a wild swing. Fortunately for him, the ball moved in but misses stumps. So Graham, uncharacteristic of him, playing that stroke. And now they have dropped the bit off further down, deep, expecting Graham to repeat, I suppose. Here comes Kenny. Faces have full toss, and Graham drives it back, and Kenny gets a hand to it and stops it. So Graham missed out on that one. Full toss, couldn't get it past the bowler into the gap. There's a long off now. Kenny bowling his fourth over. Again, short of a length this time. On the off stump, punched away through the cover. There's a chase of the fielder from extra cover. It's going out to the boundary. Will it go all the way? No, it pulls up in front. And they take two. They were thinking of third. Graham was thinking of a third, but fielder had picked up the ball and thrown it in. And another two more runs. So this is a good over Canada. 10 runs forfeit so far. Kenny into Graham again. And this time, short of a length, stood up a little bit, and Graham on the back foot, pushing it out into the cover, straight to the fielder. And the end of a good over for Canada then. 10 runs off of it. And the total now is
28.
28 for 1 after 8. So Canada has improved on their run rate. 1 wicket down. And taking strike now is, where's the batsman's name?
Rajendra.
Raj. Raj is facing up to Hariharan. Hariharan continuing. And he is bowling his 5th over. 9 overs the limit per bowler. So he's on to his 5th now. So the two opening bowlers have been in operation from the very beginning. Kenny and Hariharan. Hariharan is bowling his 5th over to Raj, right-hander. Short of a length, and he's been given, and probably it looked as if it was going down the leg side, but apparently it was probably hitting leg. Ball kept a little low, although it was short, and Hariharan has struck. Raj is out, LBW, and Canada has lost their 2nd wicket with a total on 28. So Raj trying to swing it around on the leg side. Probably the ball didn't get up as much as he thought and would have been hitting leg stump. 2 down for 28. Raj out for So Venu, you stood up and the wicket fell. So don't stand up again.
So yeah, there's the scorecard. Raj scored 5 of 11 deliveries. We're waiting to see who's the next man in. Looks like it's Mukesh Narula.
So Mukesh Narula
Yeah.
didn't have a good game yesterday. He was brilliantly stumped down the leg side in the second ball he received.
That's right.
And let's see whether he can make amends today. And they will have to. He will have to, because now Canada 2 down for 28. Still not in safe zone, I would say.
Yes.
Mukesh Narula, yes.
This time I know him.
And so Hariharan
Picking
got
up
his
his
first
first.
wicket, and the field is being adjusted. They are bringing in a second slip. I can see, yes, got a slip,
Yep.
and it's more like a gully, deep gully, very wide slip. There's a big gap between the two. So, and then there's the short third man, just behind the gully fielder. Cover point, extra cover, and a mid-off, wideish.
Here comes Hariharan. Oh.
And Mukesh, tentative little stroke there. Not sure. He was expecting it to come straight, but I think there was a slight little movement there.
The ball held its line.
And lucky not to get a touch. And again, the ball didn't come up too high. It was fairly low. And that's what happened to, I think, Raj when he tried to go for that pull shot.
As you can see now, the keeper is standing up as well.
Yes. Now the two slips are much closer. Of course, closing the gap.
Oh.
And Mukesh
Going for an expansive drive.
And lucky enough to get a touch outside the off stump.
Yep.
So Hariharan, with his tail up, I think after he got the wicket.
Yeah, I think he was trying to tease Mukesh into that drive with two slips in the play.
Yeah. Now two slips are really close together in orthodox positions. This time,
Nicely
Mukesh times
driven,
it,
going for a quick single, and
it would have been trouble, I think.
Yep.
Mukesh
Trying to get off the mark.
Get off the mark quickly, and he had to really rush. And a direct hit would have been quite close. Anyways, there's a single for him. He's off the mark. And he must have been pretty anxious to get that first run. 29
for 2.
Yes. And it's Graham on strike. Now, Graham will, I think, have to play Hashit and Carroll again.
Yes.
To hold the batting together. Still more batting to come for Canada.
Yep.
And off the back foot, punched away, but can't beat the fielder at cover.
Yep.
And Mukesh seems to like the quick singles. He was off, but he had to rush back.
Yes.
Because the ball went straight to the field and it was a firm hit. So there was no question of run there.
I think compared to yesterday, it's a good start here for Canada, but for the 2 wickets.
Right. I mean, they were 50 for 6 yesterday in 20-something overs.
Yes. Oh, that's a beautiful stroke.
And there's mid-off is wide. And they are through for a single. Another single to Graham. $29, 30?
30 for 2.
30 for 2 now.
After 9 overs.
Yeah. And the end of the 9th over, successful one for Hariharan, got the wicket of Raj, LBW. And it will be Graham on strike again because he got a single on the last ball. And there is a change in the bowling.
Yep. As you see the bowling figures, Mohan Hariharan, 5 overs, 1 maiden, 14 for 1. And Kenny, 4 overs, 1 maiden, and 16 for 1.
Yeah. So, the first change, we see a left arm spinner coming around to bowl. Sunil Daniram. Is that a familiar name? Sunil Daniram. Was he a West Indian player? A former Canadian national, turning up for the West Indies. So,
Left arm.
He still is with his regular skills as he used to. Well, the first delivery outside the off stump, left alone. Sunil Daniram, experienced player. And I'm sure he played with Rohan Jayasekara for the Canadian team, if I'm not mistaken.
That's correct.
So He's now turning up for the West Indies, wearing number 99, number 59, and on the stumps. That was a quicker ball. I think came straight on.
Interesting field here, Amrish. We have long on and long off back at the boundary line,
Yeah.
and we have a deep mid wicket as well.
Right. So it's more defensive now on the spinner. Oh, that was a little bit of a turn there.
I think stark contrast to what happened yesterday when we saw the spinners attacking
Right.
and getting a lot of turn, bounce, and grip
Right.
of the wicket.
Yes. But today it's slightly different. The wicket conditions have changed.
Yeah.
And but Daniram, experienced
Yeah.
bowler.
I still feel though that for the first few deliveries they could have had the man up just to put some extra pressure.
Correct. But probably Daniram must have been thinking, okay, can I get my arm over? Okay. He's all right at the moment. He's bowling okay. Yeah, he's keeping. He got his. And this is a good single for them. This is where what Venu said is correct because they should have a short leg, and they would have saved that single. And they don't have anybody close to catching. There's just a slip only.
Yeah. Remember, this is
The
a
rest of
45
them
over
are all
game.
saving singles.
Yeah, this is a 45 over game. There's a lot of time left in the
Yeah,
game.
and this is only the 10th over.
Yeah.
And now, anyways, it's Mukesh on strike.
Yes. Would be interesting to see his approach against the spin bowler.
And so there is the fielder by the umpire at square leg. Short mid wicket, saving the single. Mid wicket on the boundary, long on the boundary, long on off the boundary. And on the stumps, hasn't seen that much of spin from him yet. Left arm coming round. He comes between the umpire and the wickets.
Once again, Daniram to Mukesh Narula.
And flatter delivery. And that's pushed away into the covered area. Back to point. End of his first over. A steady over then.
So the
single.
first 10 overs done. Canada 31 for 2. Mukesh Narula and Graham at this crease. Graham is looking well set at 13. Mukesh just came in a couple of overs ago. And I think now they just need to capitalize on the start and look at.
There's a double change in the bowling. There's a change at the far end as well. Mohan, Hariharan has been taken off after that good over he had. He took a wicket in that last over. So to bowl the 11th over and the first over for the new bowler.
There you see the batting scorecard. We had Syed Imran Kazmi,
Bowler's name.
who started off and scored 12 of 16 deliveries. He hit a couple of really good blows, but got out unfortunately against the run of play. And then we have Graham Castorino, who's still batting at 13. Raj Shankar came in, looked good for 5, but then got out at the wrong time once again. And Mukesh Narula now giving company to Graham.
Narayan is the new bowler. And his right arm looks like an off spinner. Bowling from the far end. Again, just to slip close in, there's no short leg for him. If he's an off spinner, I would expect the short leg from there. Catching position, but no. And there's a nice drive, but straight to the fielder. So Graham showing good intent there, but couldn't beat the fielder at cover. So there again, off spinner, nobody in the short leg area.
I think the
now
West Indies.
Are they going to move? Did they hear me?
Yeah, no, so they're trying to bring a fielder on the
They're
offside.
strengthening the offside, so probably he's going to attack the off stumping just outside.
I think the West Indies
have to be pretty much on that line because off spinner bowling slightly on the middle stump even, there's wide depth for the batsman to swing around.
Oh, that took off.
That took off, and sometimes there's a spot over there where the ball tends to
kick
off, and gets up. This time it's driven.
It goes over the top. Is that a chance? And yes, it's taken at long on.
Wow. So Graham going for the big one.
I think
He was hitting it with the spin, but couldn't keep it down, and the fielder was well set for that.
Probably the wrong option given the field.
Right. And there was so much more to do on the onside. He could have just pushed it in the gaps, but he took the option of going over the top. Didn't pull it off.
Just as we were saying that the West Indies are setting a defensive field.
Yeah, and it paid off for them now.
Yep, the long on seemed to be a catching option.
Yes. So a good wicket then to take.
Canada looking down the barrel once again, losing three early
Three
wickets.
early wickets and Graham gone.
This is
And,
not good from Canada's perspective again.
Yes, they'll have to buckle down and try and play out some of the overs now, at least pushing singles, not going for the big hits, and then wait for the last. We are not even 15 overs yet, and they've lost three already.
Here's the scorecard once again for viewers who are joining in. Canada was put into bat. Canada was put into bat by the West Indies and started off pretty well today compared to yesterday, I must say.
Yes, but then Canada has been a little careless in their batting, giving actually the three wickets out. All three wickets were due to poor strokes.
Correct. Yep.
All the ballers bowled well, but still the wickets were just given away.
Yeah, I think today they can't complain. Yesterday we could still argue that the wicket was damp, but today I believe it's all
much easier to bat on.
Yep, and I think it's the quality of stroke making which kind of is questionable in terms of the field which was placed.
Right. And now it's Mukesh on strike. The batsman having crossed while the ball was in the air when Graham hit that. Jayasekar is the non-striker now. Main man for Canada. Oh, and
inside edge.
Inside edge. Lucky the ball missed the stumps. So Mukesh, that ball kept kicking a bit low again now,
I think today's pitch looks to be a little slower and lower compared to yesterday when it was holding onto the surface and we were getting good bounce as well.
Yep. So Mukesh anyway gets away with a single, and in cricketing terms we call it a Chinese cut. And the ball takes an inside edge and goes past the stumps behind you.
Yep. So Rohan on strike, the hero from yesterday who resurrected Canada's innings.
Nice. A quicker delivery, and Jayasekar forward, watching defensively into the covers. And again, a lot of responsibility on Jayasekar's shoulders. And that's outside the off-turn. Jayasekar and it's two.
So that's the end of the 11th over.
And a good over for.
So that was Vijay Sionarayan.
So Vijay, good over for Vijay. His first over, got a wicket. And he'll be a happy man. And he nearly had a second when Mukesh inside edged it just past the wickets. So he's tending to be a threat.
Sunil back into the attack from the other end. Nicely played.
Solid defense from Mukesh. Back to the ball. So Sunil and his colleague Jayasekar from the Canadian team now in the middle. Pitched up, and that's played away nicely down to the long on fielder who comes off the boundary, and he's a single. They're not looking for more than that anyways.
I think this has to be the template for the next few overs for Canada.
Just rotate the strike, singles and rotate the strike, and unsettle the bowling.
I think the field is quite spread out. All they can,
all they need to do is just singles around. With the long off,
have the ball around.
With three fielders on the boundary.
Yeah, we're looking at a 45-over game, and we're still in the 12th over, so there's a lot of time left.
They've gone defensive already. So the intent is to stop the boundaries, but then boundaries doesn't constitute the whole score. Singles do mostly. There's a square leg behind the umpire. He's also fairly deep. There's a single down there, and he's been moved towards the wicket now. Still, there's a single if you want. The offside, there's a short mid-off. So he's the saving single man, and then there's a slip and a gully. Jayasekar, a good length delivery on the stumps, pushed away, in the gully.
So we have two men in catching position on the offside. In fact, three now with the short extra cover as well.
Yes. and there's no sweeper cover as such.
which is a little strange given the line that he's bowling.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's a good delivery.
that was a nice one.
That ticked up, and let's see what the result is. It's a bye. It went off
It
the
went,
skipper's glove.
no, it went off the bat. That
off
was
the
actually
bat.
nicely played by Jayasekara with
Has a
loose hands, soft hands.
That's the key. You know, I mean, he's experienced. He knows, and so he kept it down through that gap at slip and gully. He's off the mark with a single. Brings Mukesh back on strike, and there's a slight adjustment on the field. The wicket has been brought in. And
Nicely
that's
played.
tucked away backward a square. They'll take one. And Mukesh goes for two.
This is good cricket here by Mukesh. Exactly knows the fielders.
Yeah, because that was played fairly fine, and there was no fielder down there, so the fielder from slip chased after it. The fielder at square leg didn't move much. I thought he was going to chase it, but it was a slip who went down. Two more to Mukesh. So, well placed stroke. And this is what Canada has to do. Just tuck it here, tuck it there for the single, the twos, you know. And that was short of a length, but it's fun. It's fun. But it was well outside the off stump, so Mukesh had enough time to watch it through.
Looks like the spinners would again be in the game today as well.
Yes, but so far we haven't seen him spinning that much on a good length. That was pretty short. So I mean, at that length, if you need to spin, the batsman will have enough time to watch it.
Yeah. But I think given the slow nature of the wicket, I think it will be harder to hit the spinners today.
True.
Yeah, you might just rotate the strike here and there, but then to hit boundaries as we saw yesterday.
But as we were talking, the field setting.
Yes.
It opens up for a lot of singles.
Yes.
And that's what the Canadian batsmen should be looking for.
Yes.
Forget about the boundaries till towards the 40th over or 30th over, whatever.
Here comes Vijay.
Short of a length, easily pushed away into the covers.
Just wicket to wicket bowling here by Vijay, nothing fancy.
Yeah.
Once
That's
again.
driven and well fielded at cover. That was a good punch of the front foot, but unfortunately found the fielder. Little left or right to him, there would have been easy a couple of runs. That's a good delivery. Well played by Mukesh, pushing it on the onside. Oh, it's Rohan, sorry. Rohan is batsman. So Rohan. Again, a good length delivery. Rohan watchfully on the front foot, pushing it. This is a quicker delivery as well. I don't think he will try to toss it up too much to Rohan, knowing Rohan's capabilities.
Yes, I think especially after the way he played yesterday.
Yeah, he's going to bowl a bit flat to him. That was short of a length outside the off stump.
Typical game of attrition here. Who blinks first?
Yes. Okay, keeping Rohan and Jayasekara quiet at the moment. That's outside the off stump.
Once again, well bowled, and that was a maiden over by Vijay.
Rohan watched the line pretty well. He knew where the ball was. On the Vijay thought too close to the stumps, but Rohan left it exactly what he was anticipating.
So after 13 overs, Canada are 36 for 3.
Yes, so they're still a little over 2 runs and over.
As we look at the batting scorecard once again on screen. Right now we have Mukesh Narula and Rohan Jayasekara at the crease. And Sunil
Run to continue.
From the airport end.
And that's driven. There's a fielder right in line with that. An extra cover.
I think the previous over, the fielder was in the catching position.
Yes, and now he pushed back, and that was an uppish stroke, slightly uppish. But,
probably prompted Mukesh to go for that drive.
And this is what I'm saying. If they don't have a sweeper cover for your left arm spinner, and there's an appeal.
I think that was bad first.
Yes, there looked like an inside edge on that. Yeah, for normally a left arm spinner, you would have a sweeper cover, but they have a long one and a big wicket.
Yes.
So
Slight change in field here.
Yeah.
As we speak, there is
yeah,
that man
has
coming
been brought up
short
for
extra
catching
cover.
position now. For catching position, hoping Mukesh is going to log one in his way. This short of a length from Mukesh on the back foot, pushing it out into the house.
I still feel that the man at the mid wicket is being wasted.
Yes, sweeper cover would be the position for him for a left arm spinner.
I mean, I would even rather bring him in because given the way they're playing, I don't think they're going
the
to.
catching position at short leg maybe.
Yes. Or even a slip. Right now, they remove the slip.
Oh, no slips either. Yeah.
Yes.
So the left arm spinner,
Yes.
unless he's not spinning it that much.
Yep.
And he's on the stump. So yes, Sunil doesn't get too much spin.
I think with a short mid wicket and a short extra cover, they are wanting Mukesh to drive up actually.
He's relying on variation of pace more than anything right now.
Yes.
Not on the spin. That's a toss stump delivery.
Once
But
again.
on the middle and leg, pushed away to the mid wicket fielder. And the maiden over.
Yep.
Canada.
Once again, back-to-back maiden overs here by the West Indies. Canada 36 for 3.
Pegging back the Canadian scoring rate. They were going decent at one time. 10 overs, but now it's 12 overs completed.
14 overs.
14 overs completed.
As you see the West Indies bowling card on the screen. We began with Mohan and Kenny, who bowled a total of 9 overs. And we're back to the action.
And the first ball, they have been pushed out on the outside. Quicker delivery, flatter delivery. With the keeper coming around to pick it up. As taken with the batsman. Taking any chances. Here again. Slightly touched up, and that's played away off his toes down to wideish mid on, and the fielder has to come from long on, and an easy two. There's a lot of room out there. If you put into the gaps, there's a big ground.
It's a huge field.
Definitely, it's a couple.
Big playing field here.
Yeah.
Yes.
The next delivery. That's a flatter delivery again.
Nicely played by Rohan. Watched carefully. Rohan is looking solid like yesterday.
And Vijay is not trying to toss it up to Jayasekara with a limited field on the onside. Short of leg. Oh, and that was uncharacteristic of Rohan Jayasekara. He went for the chop.
Rohan has to be careful
and
here.
Really chopped on.
And remember, this is the last over before the drinks break.
Okay, 15 overs, we take a drinks break.
Yeah, so he needs to hang on.
And this is wide outside the off stump. It's a wide.
Yeah, it's given a
the
wide.
First wide of the game.
Yes.
And wide outside the off stump. Usually the first wide down the leg side is not given. It's legal delivery.
As per the rules in this tournament.
As per the rules for the tournament, but this is wide outside the off stump. And this again outside the off stump.
Good cricket here by Rohan.
Not taking any chances. There's still time. 30 overs after this.
Yep, we're looking at 39 for 3.
Still Canada's 175 is on the cards if they bat sensibly. That's a nice drive, straight back to the bowler. Not looking to be aggressive there.
That's the end of the first 15 overs.
The first quarter or one third of the game, whichever you call it.
Yep.
As the drinks go out into the middle,
yep.
The players will take a welcome respite. Canada at the end of the 15th over, 36, 38.
39 for 3.
39 for 3 after 15. Going a little over 2 and over.
Yep.
On a very outcast.
Overcast conditions.
Not overcast. I was meant to say overcast. Overcast day.
Yep.
No sun to be seen at all. But if this remains this way, it's okay because it won't get too hot for the players.
I think we are lucky that we are getting a game today. We had predictions for rain, and thankfully till now it stayed away.
There was a slight drizzle in the morning, but it just passed away.
Yep.
And hopefully this will remain this way, and we can get a full day's cricket. And we need that. And it's lovely grounds here in Davisville. Danville Park. In Mississauga, so anybody who wants to see a lovely cricket ground on their visits to Canada, come to Mississauga, which is in Ontario, and come and visit Danville Cricket park here. Two
Yep.
grounds,
Yep.
and ideally situated and
Yeah,
up on a hill.
exactly. It's actually on an elevation,
Elevation,
and
yeah.
you could literally see the aircrafts taking off and landing
Yeah,
right next to
and
you.
also good view of the city, the skyscrapers of the city at one end.
Yes.
So good site to visit for cricket enthusiasts to see how Canada maintains their cricket here.
Mhm.
So do be surprised to see the quality of the grounds here.
Yep. It's a beautiful pitch to play on, Amrish. I played here last year, and the outfield is beautiful,
Right.
and I think it's one of the better grounds in
Yeah, and you
Canada.
can see it's
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 lush
nicely
green.
even and well roared, well kept. Grass is nice and short.
Hmm.
Uh, Good groundskeeping, anyways. I would say
Yes.
the groundskeeper has done a wonderful, marvelous job here. And this is a ground where more and more cricket will be played as
Yep.
we go forward in the years to come. So we'll take a break and we'll wait for the play to begin.
No, it's on.
Yeah.
So we are back to action. Drinks break taken, the first one, and we are being treated to some nice Tim Hortons coffee here as well. And the first ball after the break, Janiram short of a length, and Mukesh stood up a little bit. Was looking for an aggressive stroke, but in the end just pushed it to the short extra outfielder there. He had to check his stroke then, good that he did. In again, Sunil. And that's a good leg delivery. Pushed out on the offside into the covers, extra cover into play. No run. 39 for 3. We are in the 16th over. Sunil Daniram bowling from the upper end. And again, middle and leg stump pushed out on the onside. And there's a fielder now close in at short mid wicket. He has come in further, but still he's in a single saving situation, not a catching position. There's a slip in now, quite wide. Oh, and that was outside the off stump, and Mukesh watched it carefully. I think it was good leave. He expected that turn, but he didn't. I think that was a straight arm delivery from Sunil, missing off stump anyways. And he's making some more adjustments to the field. Slip is coming out from where he is, and that's changing places only. So the two fingers have been exchanged from slip to extra cover. as Sunil gets ready to go to Mukesh again. No runs so far in this 16th over. And this time he drives it down to long off, firmly driven, just a single only. 40. Brings Jayasekara on strike. Long off, long on, mid wicket for the left armour on the boundary. Right-handed Jayasekara. And that came into him, and Jayasekara pushing forward, probably got it on the pad, ball moving down the leg side. End of Sunil's over. And after 16 overs, Canada on 40 for 3. Canada have lost 3 early wickets, and they got to be on the watch, preserve their wickets, and bat on till at least the 25th over. And Veno, there was just 1 run scored in the last over. Sunil, and it's Mukesh on strike now. The right arm off spinner, and that's outside the off stump, easily left alone, short of a length. You could watch it carefully.
Yep. Yes. I think this is the time that they need to be careful here, Canada, because every time there's a break in play, the batsmen tend to lose concentration.
This is taken on the full driven, and that's wide of the field extra cover. They take 1. Mukesh thinks of 2, but Jayasekara says no, one's enough.
Wise call in the end.
The fielder from rightish mid off moved around. Vijay to Jayasekara. Jayasekara forward drives, and that's stopped by the fielder at extra cover. The batsmen do not press the single, although the fielder didn't pick it up cleanly. He knocked it away from him, but had it under control.
Now they're trying to move the slip and getting to short extra cover, exactly where the ball went, the last delivery.
So I think they're going to get Jayasekara and Mukesh to get on the drive.
Yeah.
And try to make the catch out of it if it's uppish.
Which is a good strategy given how slow the pitch is.
Right. And now it's the third man. Yes, he's being exercised. The third man, short third man, backward point.
Backward point, cover,
extra cover, a short extra cover, and there's a deep fielder on the mid off, long off.
Yep.
Outside the off stump.
But I feel it's a good field for Vijay. He's bowled it quite tight outside the off stump.
So, but he has to maintain that line because right now the leg side field is so sparse. There's only 2.
3 in fact.
3.
1 deep long on.
Yeah.
And short mid wicket and a man at cow corner at mid wicket.
And you can see he's bowling it flat because if he tends to toss it up, Jayasekara might use his feet and try to take it down towards mid wicket or square leg.
Yes.
And easy runs on that.
And there's absolutely nobody behind square on the onside.
How does that first?
It's a wide.
How does that first cup of coffee taste? I know. Is it a relief?
Vijay has to concentrate. And this is driven, and that's stopped by the field at short extra cover. So this is it. Vijay is bowling outside the off stump and wide outside the off stump, and now he tends to bowl wide at times, and he gave away 1 wide there.
So the end of the 17th over, Canada 42 for 3. Once again,
right now what I can see is that the West Indies bowlers are bowling a defensive line. They are not attacking, and in my opinion, with 3 wickets down, they could have attacked a little bit more. But they have taken a defensive approach. And the first ball from Sunil in this over to Mukesh, pushes it out on the outside. So the batsmen are not looking to be too aggressive at the moment.
Yes. Mukesh
Mukesh defensively.
Yep. Nice defensive stroke.
So, and defensive cricket from both sides at the moment.
Yes.
Nobody's giving an inch away.
Yeah. Interesting contest on hands today.
Yes.
Slightly
And
short.
that was slower delivery as well.
Yeah.
That Mukesh was foxed by the variation there.
Yeah, he did well to kind of
keep it down.
keep it down. Yeah.
This is a straighter delivery.
It's good bowling here by Sunil.
So as I said, Sunil doesn't seem to getting any spin at all. He's just bowling quite straight, trying to vary his pace. That's what he's doing.
Yes.
Still coming around the wicket. And that's straight
Left
again,
alone.
through the keeper. And I think Sunil could try bowling a little over the wicket to get the angle much into the pads to see whether there could be any difference here. Because now he's bowling outside the off stump, coming around, batsman can see him clearly.
Yes.
So, and with no spin happening,
Yes.
I think it would be better if he came just to try over the wicket and into the pads kind of thing and get a catcher on the leg side.
On the leg side, yes. I think right now he's trying to entice the batsman to play across the line, given that there's literally nobody on the onside up close.
Yeah, but the thing is, he's bowling more on the off stump and outside, and the batsmen, they are not taking chances. They are just pushing it on the offside.
Here's the bowling card once again for West Indies. 2 wickets taken early on by the opening bowlers, and then one by Vijay Sionarayan.
18 overs gone now.
That's correct.
And Vijay continues.
18 overs done, 42 for 3.
And that's down the leg side.
Oh, that's given a wide.
And wicketkeeper asked for a stumping.
Yeah. Oh, in fact, the umpire by instinct gave it a wide, but then he remembered that there is one delivery they can bowl down the leg side in this format.
Yeah, so wicketkeeper knew that.
Yes.
He was asking not about the stumping, but
for the wide.
For the wide. Why a wide? Because it's one allowed.
So yeah.
Umpire Kumar, who's an ICC umpire, goes by ICC rules and
Yes.
down leg side of the wide. But he remembered, no, sorry.
Full marks to the keeper for.
It's a human error,
yeah. Full marks to the keeper for being in the game.
Yes. For a moment I was thinking, was he questioning the stumping? No, but he was talking with head umpire. So, anyways, the stumping was of no issue there. Jayasekara had not moved. He drives.
Driven on the offside and stopped in the covers.
It was he had to strain to stop that one. 2 inches away from him, that would have gone past him. This is a flatter delivery. Pushed back down the track.
It's hard to get away, Vijay. Bowling wicket to wicket, flat and straight. Hard to maneuver.
And the field set on the offside for that as well.
Yes. Full marks to bowling to his field.
There's another wider delivery. So it's quite defensive from the West Indies bowlers at the moment. And another one outside the off stump. Jayasekara happy to leave it. The only thing is, what's happening right now is the West Indies are eating away the overs, and that's some pressure on the batting anyways. And there's on the midland leg, and that's hit away down to the leg side. They'll take one, they'll come back easily for 2. The fielder has a long chase from long on towards mid wicket.
Yeah.
And that's where, as soon as you stray that line from that line of off stump and go down to, especially a batsman like Jayasekara, he will take advantage. And, he's very good off his toes and off his pads.
What would be interesting here is, Amresh, that I would like to see what guard both the batsmen have taken, and if they could probably shift from, say, leg stump towards the middle stump guard to open up that onside a bit more. Because right now, their access to the onside is restrictive because of the fact that they're bowling outside off stump.
Right.
Maybe, if they could reach a little more further, like Jayasekara did in the last delivery, probably that opens up the onside, and there's a lot of scoring opportunities.
That could happen. But I think at the moment, the 2 batsmen, they also want to see where this is going, because 3 wickets down, they still don't want to take a chance.
Yeah, I think given yesterday's game, and I think there's a change in bowling now. Looks like it's Amin who's coming into the attack, jersey number 3.
So Garan Ram is off, and Amin is on. Is it another left-hander?
Looks to be.
We gotta wait and see. Marking is run up. Yes. So from Sunil Daniram to Amir. What is his name?
Zameen Amin.
Zamin Amin. So a left armer to left armer. Let's see what he has in store. Short of a length, punched away,
Short and
that he
wide.
gets a gap. There'll be two for this for sure. As a chase by the fielder, they'll come back for a very comfortable two.
That's a bit of a loosener there.
Yes. So Amin has a similar feel to Sunil Daniram. Now that was a short and outside the off stump, and Mukesh was onto it quickly. He has a slip in place.
Yeah.
He's expecting some turn, that means.
Once again, short of good length.
Midland leg pushed away to short mid wicket.
I think Mukesh probably missed out on an opportunity to score there as
Yes,
well.
a little harder push would have given him at least a single.
That
Wide.
should be a wide.
Way wide.
Yeah.
How wide is allowed?
Outside the off stump.
Down the leg wide is allowed.
So this over seems to be releasing a bit of pressure
Yeah,
for
and
Canada.
I think Amin is trying to get some spin, and again, no spin on this. Still, it's coming straight. So we don't see much of a difference from what Sunil bowled from Amin.
Yes.
It's a similar type of bowler. And Mukesh so far looking comfortable. And that's a full length delivery outside the leg stump. And Mukesh just padded up to it. That would have been an easy stroke on the leg side if he wanted to, but he just let it sit him on the pad.
I think both batsmen are really careful here not to play across the line.
This time he takes it on the full, drives it, the bowler can't field it, and straight to the field at long off.
That's a good attempt there to dive and stop the ball.
Comfortable single.
Just a gentle reminder, this is an over 50 age tournament, so all the efforts that they are putting on the field is a great example of their enthusiasm and their love for the game.
Right. And it's Jayasekar on strike with the score now on 42, 43. And that's
48 for 3.
Almost the wide I thought, but and the wicketkeeper missed it, and they're going through for
They steal a bye, and it's 49 for 3. After the end of 19 overs, the 20th over, it's 49 for 3.
So the first over, nothing too much to worry for the batsman.
Yes.
It was a little wavered in line as well.
Yep.
And probably Vijay will continue from down from the far end.
Yeah, I think Vijay has been really tight here. Yeah, Vijay has been bowling pretty tight lines, and I think he has held one end up really nicely here for the West Indies, and also picked up a wicket, the important wicket of Graham, who was batting really well, the opening batsman. Would be interesting to see how Rohan and Mukesh approach this innings now from here on, now that 20 overs is done. Nicely played and watched once again by Rohan, who's solid as a rock. Vijay once again bang on target, giving nothing away. There he goes, slightly outside the off stump. With all the fielders in the ring on the offside, there's hardly any option here for Rohan unless he drives the ball through the gap. And that's what he does.
He heard you, Venu.
Yes, that's what he does, and he gets a single down to deep long off.
And this is where Rohan is strong. He's very strong on the drive.
Yes.
He uses his feet.
Yep. And that's 50 up for Canada in the 20th over.
50 for 3.
50 for 3.
From yesterday. It was 50 for 6.
Yes.
That's outside the off stump.
Left alone by Mukesh Narula as well.
So still the West Indies bowling to a very defensive field and bowling that outside the line of the off stump. So, and now he's changing the angle. He's coming over the wicket. Let's see what happens now.
Around the wicket.
And around the wicket rather, and short of a length, but Mukesh couldn't get hold of that. And now he looks at the leg side field because if it was Rohan, I'm sure he would have gone for the pull on that one. Now Mukesh goes out, taps the wicket a bit, comes back in. Leg side, plenty of room. Round the wicket now, Vijay. Oh, that stood up. And the wicketkeeper took it well. So maybe the bowlers heard me asking them to change the angle coming over the wicket or around the wicket on that side. So he did that, but was not on line. End of over number 19.
In fact, 21.
Oh, 21. Wow,
Yeah.
21 gone.
Just a piece of information for the viewers. Mukesh Narula is actually a former Indian cricketer, and he has also coached the Canadian national side.
Narula.
Yeah, he was an all-rounder who played for Baroda from 1985 to 1996, and in fact, he also coached Baroda. And everybody might be knowing the Pandya brothers, Krunal and Hardik Pandya.
Who are
They were
big in the
also,
IPL and now plays for India.
yes, they were also one of his students. So, yep, really good to see him playing here as well for
So
Canada.
was he Indian national player?
He played for Baroda.
So the Ranji Trophy and all that stuff, yes. The bowler holds up, passes dead ball.
First class batting average of 33.42.
Okay, and that's Gasek. Oh, and a little hesitation there, but Gasek sends Mukesh back.
And 104 wickets as well at a bowling average of 32. 6 5-wicket hauls. So, yeah.
So he has been a good all-rounder.
Seasoned cricketer.
During his day, yes. That's a cricket delivery, and they take a quick single at the field. A good thinking by Mukesh then, because the fielder had to move quite a bit to his left to field, and in the end it was a comfortable single.
Amrish, you have watched Rohan play as well, right?
Yes.
Why don't you give our viewers some bit of information
Well,
on him as well?
Rohan actually, I was fortunate when he joined. I was captaining a team called Tamil Union Cricket Club in Colombo, which has home ground as the Colombo Oval, test venue, and that is where later on Uttara Muralidharan played. And there are still some of the current Sri Lankan players play for the same club.
Yes.
Well-known club, very old club. Jayasekara, straight out of school, after finishing high school, he joined the club, and in his first class game, he had 100.
Wow. Oh, that's a close one.
Appeal, but umpire says no. Probably maybe an inside edge, or maybe slightly going down the leg side.
Sliding down the leg side with that angle, wide of the crease.
Right. So Jayasekara then carried on from there. Unfortunately, he had a motor accident, but he recovered, came back, and played, and ultimately captained the team as well. I had gone by that time. And he went on to play for Sri Lanka. He toured England prior to playing in the series against Pakistan.
Wow.
He toured England, did pretty well in England. Toured Pakistan, and he played only one test because he had already planned to come over to Canada.
Yes.
But he went to Pakistan. Unfortunately, he had to face the fiery Imran Khan
at
his best. And batting at the top of the order at number 3 or 4.
Wow.
He only made, I think, 1 or 2 runs. But anyways, he was good enough to be there.
Yes, I think that's quite evident in the way he played yesterday as well as how he's playing today.
And after coming to Canada, he played for Canada for many, many years.
Yes.
He's done very well for Canada.
Yes.
And doesn't show his age. I mean, and he's hard at it. He's always practicing physical training, and but you can see he's slowed down quite a bit. And 64 now.
He's also the wicket keeper for the Canadian team here.
Yes, he was a wicket keeper as well. He was a wicket keeper originally, wicket keeper batsman.
Yes.
But after he had this injury, he didn't do much wicket keeping. But he still does when the need arises. Sriram.
I think we are lucky to be witnessing 2 seasoned professionals at the crease right now.
And there's a change in the bowling. He has come off. He was bowling a very tight spell. And Sriram, the mid bowler. Tall. Well set. going to go off spin as well. And the field is now, there's a mid-wicket on the boundary. Mukesh on strike. A wide gap still on the onside, and it's a very defensive field intact. And no slip in place. Nobody in catching. Nobody
Yes.
catching.
Looks like an
Everybody's
open
pushed.
field. Yep.
So I don't know what the plan is here.
Looks to be a medium pacer. Sure. Yes, I think he's just
Yeah.
bowling gentle medium pace.
Yeah, and so it will be a tap and run situation for the batsman, I think, because the fielders are set quite deep.
Something that we call as dibbly dobblies, hanging in the air.
Yes, yes, but I'm probably it's out. Downcast. Yeah, I'm not going to call it
Overcast.
overcast. So I get this word on mixed up. It's overcast, but there's still some. But it's a little brighter than it was in the morning.
Oh, that's a nice delivery. Beat the outside of the
And a little
bat.
slower as well.
Yes.
And Mukesh playing the wrong line there.
Yeah, I think they have to watch out for the first few deliveries here. It's
So now, would he be wise in bringing us the slip for that? I don't know.
Yeah, it's the 23rd over. I doubt if they'll bring the slip in now. Nicely bowled.
Away down the track.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, I think it's that typical teasing medium pace bowling, which kind of you feel that you're there but you're not there yet.
Yeah.
It's kind of the ball dips on you pretty fast like a spinner.
Right arm over. And this time he leaves it on outside the off
Nicely bowled once again.
Mukesh now watching it carefully.
Yeah. I think it won't hurt to get a slip in.
Yeah, if he's bowling a line, you never know that because there's a spot where it hits and comes up.
Takes off,
bit, yes.
Or maybe get a short extra cover at a catching position.
Yeah. That's wide.
Slightly wide outside off stump. I probably feel that was a scoring opportunity missed.
Yes.
Because there's nobody there at sweeper cover. He could have maybe had a slash outside off stump.
But I think he was already committed to the front foot kind of thing. So that would have been a back foot stroke.
Yes. Typically what Virendra Sehwag used to do, slash hard outside off stump.
Yeah. And this is pushed away. No run as fielder from the cover.
Oh, that's a good throw. Good fielding out here by the West Indies.
As it said, if you slash hard, right? And that's what I was watching highlights of the game yesterday, India and England.
Oh that was a classic.
That's what the tailenders were doing. They were slashing it hard.
Oh yes, they did.
And they got away with it. Every time you slash hard and over the slips, it's a boundary. When you have the third man.
Yes.
And that bowler, Mohammad Siraj, he has become a top-notch bowler in a short while, right, from the Australian tour.
That's correct. Yep.
And very hard-working.
He's got something about him. There's a lot of energy on the field.
Right. Very hard-working pace bowler.
Here's Amin again. Oh, stuck on the pads. Probably stuck outside the line of off stump. And well forward as well. Yes, that's right.
Good delivery from Amin then.
Yep. Amin also keeping it tight.
Rohan Dassekar has to be a good bowler.
Yes. Once again, lunging forward, Rohan. So we are looking at the 24th over, just past the halfway mark.
And we are still in the 40s. The score is it?
It's 52 for 3.
This time it's driven.
Oh, that's nicely fielded. Nicely fielded by Amin. Yes. I think Canada has to get some kind of a move on now that these two guys look settled at the crease. They need to get those singles and rotate strike. That's pulled away on the onside. This could be a boundary, and yes, it is.
The fielder tried desperately to haul it in, but he had to run around to get to the ball in the first place. But it was too firmly hit, and Dassekar arranged it properly.
Ranked long hop.
Short of a length.
Yeah, back ball, but still had to
placed it right in the gap, and long on field had no chance of cutting that off.
Yes, ranked long hop, a rare bad delivery here by Amin, and put away nicely. And just as we were saying, Canada needs to get a move on. Dassekar heard me.
He heard it.
Yep.
This is a drive.
Oh, that was
And
almost carrying to covers.
but it was a hard drive. The fielder had to really,
Stretch.
yeah, to his left, and
Yes.
got a hand to it, I think. But
Yep.
in the end, it resulted in a run, bringing Mukesh on strike, and the total goes under 58. Is it 57, 58? Something like that.
It's 57 for 3.
57. Mukesh
Once again,
defensively,
solid
yeah.
in defense, Mukesh.
So I think Mukesh is doing the right thing, staying there with Jayasekar, because Canada cannot afford to lose wickets. If
Yep.
they can hang on with just 3 wickets down for another few overs, then the scoreboard looks good, and
Yes.
that gives confidence to the batsman.
That's correct.
And also the fielder, the bowling side cannot get a breakthrough. They will feel a little flustered, and that could give the Canadians a much better chance of scoring better.
57 for 3 in 24 overs. Let's have a quick look at the batting scorecard once again. It's coming up on the screen now. Canada
Shriram
put into
continue.
bat first, and Mukesh Narula on 11, Rohan Jayasekara on 12, and we have Sriram continuing from
Bowling
the
to that
far end.
defensive field,
Yes.
pushed away on the offside, with that short extra. So it's a very defensive field, and so they'll have to maintain that line and length. If anything short like what the African got in the last over will be run.
Yes.
Outside the off stop.